Hey, Guru Nation, welcome back to another episode. It is Dan Sfera. I am here with you. Thank you so much. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Did you know, according to my most recent Google Analytics, this is ridiculous stat, okay? More ridiculous than anything you're about to see on this stock, PharmaTher, PHRRF, PharmaTher Holdings. Very interesting. We're going to get into it. More shocking than anything you'll see is 78% of you watching are not subscribed. So that's a crime, absolute crime. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share right now. And let's get into it. First of all, what do we have here? We have PharmaTher Holdings. It is a kind of what we like, $53 million market cap company. Over the past 6 months, it's had a huge rise. Okay, really, this is July 21st, 2021. Really, it would have been nice to have bought it in May at 18 cents. Now it's 78 cents. That's mainly because they got IND approval for a Parkinson's study. So we're going to get into what they do. Shout out to Latinos in clinical research. Eileen Schneider, the writer, for doing excellent due diligence yet again. And this is why the background is so important. Latinos in clinical research. We need more minorities working in research. We need more minorities participating in research. But let me get off my high horse there and talk about PharmaTher. Repurposes drugs to treat neurological disorders. So buckle up. It could get very interesting here. We're talking psychedelics, right? Look at that. Just look at this image. It just draws you in. Okay, so let's look under the hood. PharmaTher Holdings, a clinical stage psychedelics biotech, is currently conducting an FDA-approved phase 2 study with ketamine to treat Parkinson's. The company, which focuses on the research, development, and commercialization of novel uses, formulations, and delivery methods of psychedelics to treat mental illness, neurological, and pain disorders, is developing a novel microneedle patch for the intradermal delivery of psychedelics. Commencing trading in 2020, the Vancouver based psychedelics company repurposes psychedelic pharmaceuticals for FDA approval to treat disorders of the brain and nervous systems. In June, this is why the stock went up so much, PharmaTher filed a pre IND meeting request and complete pre IND briefing package with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to support the clinical development of Ketabet and the proposed phase 2 clinical study as a potential next gen treatment for depression. The company and the agency also discussed the product development plan for the company's patented hydrogel forming microneedle patch delivery technology. According to PharmaTher, Ketabet has the potential to receive FDA approval under the 505(b)(2) regulatory pathway and fast track designation by the FDA for treatment in patients with major depressive disorder. For those that follow these stocks on my channel and on my other channel, the Clinical Research Circle, you know that this 505(b)(2), when executed properly, is the goose that lays golden eggs. Look at ChemPharm, look at Azurex. There's different companies that we've covered. CUBT with the metformin eye drops. So this is on the same. This is like a small market cap version of those. The company said that the hydrogel forming microneedle patch offers a novel way to deliver ketamine and other psychedelics such as psilocybin, DMT, MDMA, and LSD, and has the full potential to improve the safety, efficacy, and compliance of these psychedelics that currently must be taken orally, inhaled, injected, and intravenously. So, this novel way to deliver with hydrogel forming microneedle, we're going to look at their website to look at the technology. Fabio Cianelli, CEO, explain we have an insatiable focus on developing and commercializing novel uses, formulations, and delivery forms of ketamine. We are committed to solving the ketamine puzzle and unlocking its true potential to treat depression by leveraging our robust intellectual property portfolio, clinical and regulatory experience, and our recently approved IND by the FDA to evaluate ketamine to treat Parkinson's disease in a phase 2 study. We are now in a position to lead the way in reviving ketamine and ketabet as a potential FDA approved prescription based therapy for mental health, neurological, and pain disorders. More than 300 million people suffer from major depressive disorder, and 100 million people are resistant to available treatments worldwide. Ketamine is emerging as a viable treatment option for depression. Recent clinical studies have shown that low dose ketamine produces a rapid acting and sustained antidepressant effect in a major depressive disorder, bipolar depression, depression with suicidal ideation, and post traumatic stress disorder. Despite this, the potential for abuse and misuse of ketamine and the adverse mental effects of ketamine has resulted in its limited clinical use and discontinuation. Ketabet, which is a patented combination formulation of FDA approved ketamine and betaine anhydrous, has been shown in research to enhance the antidepressant effect while having the potential to reduce the known negative side effects of ketamine significantly. Side effects such as hallucinations, confusion, memory loss, and abuse liability compromise the compliance and potential therapeutic value of ketamine. The combination of ketamine and betaine anhydrous produced more robust antidepressant like responses than their individual effects, and that the combination blocks psychotomimetic effects of ketamine. This suggests that betaine anhydrous can be considered as an add-on therapy to ketamine or as a fixed dose combination therapy for treatment-resistant depression, treatment-resistant bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and chronic pain. Betaine anhydrous cysteine was approved by the FDA in 1996 to treat homocystinuria to decrease elevated homocysteine blood concentrations. There is growing evidence that betaine plays a critical role in regulating brain functions and has an antidepressant-like effect. Betaine has been reported to prevent seizures in rodents, to improve symptoms of Rett syndrome, and to delay onset of neurological impairment due to vitamin B12 deficiency. Furthermore, betaine attenuates memory deficits induced by homocysteine. The pre-IND briefing package included a discussion of the product development plan for the patented hydrogel forming microneedle patch to deliver ketamine and ketabet for intradermal administration to treat various mental health, neurological, and pain disorders. The MN patch consists of hydrogel forming microneedle arrays and an accompanying reservoir that will overcome limitations by the quantity of drug loaded into the needles or onto the needle surfaces. As such, the MN patch can significantly increase the amount of drug that can permeate through the microneedle array and into the skin. The MN patch is specifically tailored for ketamine and ketabet because of the volume of the drug that is required to maximize their therapeutic utility and increase potential market opportunities. PharmaTher's proposed MN patch was successfully validated in a proof of concept study delivering S-ketamine, the S enantiomer of ketamine, which may overcome the drawbacks of ketamine administration in an intravenous or nasal spray format. The ketabet MN patch attempts to empower patients to dose their medication remotely, safely, and conveniently, rather than being supervised by a healthcare provider at a certified medical office. Ketabet MN patch has the potential for enabling continuous delivery of ketabet without pain, with minimal formulation manipulation into systemic circulation, while maintaining constant plasma levels for more than 24 hours that will improve efficacy and compliance for patients. Also, PharmaTher's ketabet MN patch will incorporate anti-tampering and anti-abuse features that parallel the approach used by commercially available tamper-resistant transdermal fentanyl patches. Ketamine was approved by the FDA in 1970 and is clinically used for analgesia, sedation, and anesthetic induction. FDA granted fast track and breakthrough therapy designations for Spravato, which is esketamine nasal spray, and in March 2019 approved Spravato in conjunction with an oral antidepressant for treatment resistant depression to Janssen Pharmaceuticals Inc. Spravato requires numerous administration sessions in a certified medical office under medical supervision by a healthcare provider. An equity analyst predicted that Spravato could generate $3 billion in peak sales. According to Cianelli, we are well positioned both financially and operationally to execute on our remaining milestones for 2021, which includes completing a phase 2 study with ketamine to treat Parkinson's disease, a phase 2 study with ketabet for treatment of resistant depression, and the development of our novel microneedle patches for delivering psychedelics such as ketamine, psilocybin, DMT, MDMA, and LSD. The recent FDA acceptance of our IND to proceed to a phase 2 study in Parkinson's will pave the way for us to confidently submit future INDs and advance clinical studies evaluating novel uses, formulations, and delivery forms of psychedelics to treat various mental health, neurological, and pain disorders. Following the FDA acceptance of the company's IND to proceed with the phase 2 clinical trial to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and pharmacokinetics of ketamine in the treatment of levodopa-induced dyskinesia in patients with Parkinson's disease. So this is the involuntary movements that levodopa, which is prescribed to most people with Parkinson's. I believe 50% of people who take levodopa experience some sort of involuntary movements, dyskinesia. So the FDA accepted the company's IND to proceed with the phase 2 clinical trial. And PharmaTher has begun clinical trial startup activities to begin enrolling patients in Q3 2021 and to announce clinical results in Q4 2021, assuming that the phase 2 clinical trial is positive. And remember, in phase 2, they're looking first at safety, then at efficacy. Um, the company will request a meeting with the FDA to discuss its plan and obtain an agreement to move to a phase 3 clinical study under the 505(b)(2) regulatory pathway in 2022. This company has a lot of potential catalysts coming up at a small market cap like this. This is potential to do big things. Following PharmaTher's recent submission to receive orphan drug designation for ketamine to treat ALS, the company is working with its clinical advisors in finalizing a proposed phase 2 study design. This company is doing a lot right now. The objective is to request pre-IND meeting with the FDA in Q3 2021 and submit the IND in Q4 2021. PharmaTher has an exclusive license agreement with the University of Kansas for the intellectual property protecting the potential use of ketamine to treat ALS, which was discovered by Dr. Richard Barron. Preclinical research has shown that the administration of ketamine preserves muscle functions in advancing ALS and increasing life expectancy when given in early stages of muscle decline. So the pre-IND meeting with the FDA for ALS is coming in Q3 2021, and they're finalizing the proposed phase 2 design for the second half of 2021, which is what we're in right now. PharmaTher will focus on working with its research and development partners to advance next-generation microneedle patches for the delivery of psychedelics. The company is working with Professor Ryan Donnelly under a research agreement with the Queen's University of Belfast to finalize the patented hydrogel forming microneedle patch development to deliver ketamine and ketabet. The research leverages the successful proof of concept achieved in delivering esketamine, which is the S positive enantiomer of ketamine. Validation and tech transfer to support clinical studies will be completed Q4 2021. The company is working with the Taraski Institute to finalize the development of a proprietary microneedle delivery system. So, look, the stock's gone from 19 cents to 81 cents, a 326% increase in the last month alone. The company's strategy, look, the focus psychedelics as prescription. This is going to be huge in the future. It's just a matter of getting in it. As the article said, Janssen already got one approved. Our strategy is novel uses, repurposing 505(b)(2), formulations, combinations, derivatives. This is the platform that they're building. Remember now, the future of biotech, that 2021 biotechs are all about the platform. And then the markets, mental illness, huge need, after COVID, even more so, neurological disorder, huge need, pain disorder, after opioid crisis, huge need. Psychedelic biotech companies are leading the way. Uh, our strategy puts us on a path to deliver Advanced phase 2 clinical studies, ketamine and ketabet in Parkinson's disease, depression, and Lou Gehrig's disease. Those 3 indications, any one of those 3 are huge. They have all 3 coming up. Discover new uses and derivatives of psychedelics through collaborations and their drug AI platform. So here's the upcoming milestones. Parkinson's phase 2 study results. Depression phase 2 study results for ketabet. The Parkinson's is the phase 2 study results with ketamine. ALS, Lou Gehrig's IND acceptance for phase 2 study. Microneedle patch, research results for ketamine, manufacturing. And so here you see the pipeline. Ketamine, Parkinson's disease, 10 million patients, market size 1 billion. Ketabet for depression, 100 million patients, market size 5 billion. Ketamine, Lou Gehrig's disorder, just under 200,000, 1 billion. FDA orphan drug designation, FDA fast track designation, multiple indications, changing how psychedelics are delivered. Here's the hydrogel forming MNs for ketamine, dissolving MNs for psilocybin, DMT, LSD, and MDMA. Patient freedom, you don't need to be in a medical clinic to use it. Home use, convenient, flexible dosing, drug combinations, continuous delivery, desired release rates, addressing FDA risk, potential elimination of misuse, abuse, and diversion, tamper-proof capabilities. Hydrogel forming microneedle patch for ketamine. Here's the technology that the article discussed. You should go on their website and look at this for yourself. It's a ketamine loaded reservoir is completely dissolved. Ketamine diffused through the swollen MN and facilitates permeation into the dermal microcirculation. The levodopa induced dyskinesia, I think, is extremely underrated. The FDA loves those kind of things. That's a huge side effect of a well-known drug, levodopa. 50% of patients with Parkinson's. I think what's going to get lost in this is Parkinson's as a whole and depression. But if you look at levodopa-induced dyskinesia, I think that's the lowest hanging fruit, in my opinion. This is not financial advice, by the way. Significant potential and limitations. FDA approved 1970. So we talked about this in the article. So that's what this is the stock, guys. Okay. Symbol is PHRRF. It is a penny stock. I would love to interview someone from the CEO or the board of directors. If anybody has any PR people from the company, from PharmaTher, just let me know. Would be happy to feature them not only on my channel, but on our other channel, the Clinical Research Circle, where we have a panel of other researchers on. So let me know what you think. This is not financial advice, but more interesting stuff that is happening regardless of what happens with your investment. Okay, this is science. Psychedelics is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Take care.